persons in this newscast are innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and our other social media platforms.
Are we ready?
You're listening to Hollywood on Motorcycle Madhouse on iTunes and all major podcasting platforms.
How you guys doing? Doing good, I hope. Welcome to this edition of Motorcycle Madhouse Biker News in conjunction with Insane Throttle. How you guys doing? Hopefully you guys are doing great, man. Today we got a lot to talk about, but first I'm going to give my other channel a plug here. We're going to be talking about over there, that right there, the president has been acquitted. Yes, he has. We'll be talking about my personal opinions over on that channel. It has nothing to do with Insane Throttle Biker News. And boy, am I going to get into that one. So head over onto that channel. You'll find the link in the show notes. Today, continuing a story that we had yesterday on the trial happening with the Pagans regarding the wolf packing, beating, rat packing, whatever you want to call it, of a Sutar Soldiers member. The rat is revealed.
Loser.
Yes, he is. A rat is a loser in my book. And, you know, it's quite possibly the biggest stain on the motorcycle club scene is one of their own turning on their so-called brothers. Big stuff, man. So we got a lot of stuff going on in the news. We just learned about 17 members and associates of the Grim Reapers have been indicted on drug offenses and some other stuff. We'll cover that one as well. So let us get into all the good stuff, shall we? Let's get into it. Let's rock this place. Okay, here we go. We were talking about this rat.
That's good news. Snakes on crack.
Yeah, you know, snakes on a crack, I guess. Pagans plan to give a lesson to former member the night of the beating. By Gideon Bradshaw out of the ObserverReporter.com. Zachary Yagnich testified in court for at least the third time on Wednesday that he had learned that Troy Harris was at the Slavic Club. He notified members of the Pagans Motorcycle Club about Harris' whereabouts before 7 bikers arrived. Yagnich, vice president of the social club, let them in, and they proceeded to beat Harris so badly he spent the next several weeks in intensive care. Well, I recall everybody in that group striking Harris at least once, Zagnich, 27, said. It was the second day of testimony in the jury trial of 2 members of the Pagans, Matthew Vasquez, 31, and Joseph Valinsky III, 46. They face charges including attempted homicide, aggravated assault, and conspiracy to commit those crimes in connection with the April 18th beating of Harris, 54, of Fallowfield Township. Alinsky and Vasquez are denied bail pending the verdict. The prosecution was expected to resume its case Thursday. The trial is expected to take at least another day. Well, they're moving quick over there, I guess, because you got that Vagos case going over in Las Vegas, and that sucker hasn't been done over a year, so they're going pretty quick here, man. Anyway, Yagnich understood his own role. He is now cooperating with the Washington County prosecutors. Yeah, I have to agree. Anyway, prosecutors who say Vasquez and Alinsky were part of the group that attacked Harris, a former pagan who by then had joined the Sutar Soldiers Motorcycle Club, a rival group. For those who do not know who the Sutar Soldiers are, and I've said this in the past, it is ran by former pagan national Rooster Katana. Yes, after somebody ratted on him from the Pagans, he went and joined another club. He is also won in the appellate, I believe, or in front of the state supreme on his, he got out on appeal, and the appeal's still going. We'll see how that works out for him. But yeah, for those who try to claim that Sutar Soldiers, they're just nothing but a pop-up club, you are dead. Dead wrong. You got former Pagans in there all over the place. Let's just put it that way. That club's mostly made up of ex-Pagans. Anyway, Harris's injuries were severe enough that he had to be taken by helicopter to Allegheny General Hospital in Pittsburgh, where he spent most of the next few weeks unconscious before his release to another facility. The attack, if you guys do not know, the attack, and if you're new to the station, we'll go through it, happened about 10:20 p.m. Harris's wife, Michelle Mackey Harris, testified she saw the group file in behind Yagnich and attack her husband. She was hit several times in the head and had a pinched nerve in her neck from the blows. By the end of it, she was on the ground with her spouse trying to shield him from the blows. When she looked up, she testified she had heard someone say, expletive, Sutar Soldiers. They left as quickly as they came in. Now, there is some danger in this type of case. Not only is there the criminal, but there's also a civil action that can be taken by the injures against the Pagans. So we went through that with the Iron Order in Pennsylvania. They were found not freaking responsible for the actions. But there's a lot of people now doing that against clubs instead of going, they'll go criminally, but they're also going after civil damages. And right there, that can break a club. So just think about that when, some of the members are going out there doing stuff like this. Hey, the whole club can be sued, man. And I think that's one of the things that the feds would like to do is, they got the case going on out in California, but they get to a club civilly where they can break them. Just think about that. Quote, they were kicking him as he laid in blood and vomit. Deputy District Attorney Jason Walsh asked her. Yes, Mackey Harris answered. Yagnich, who said he was a supporter of the Pagans, okay, supporter. Gotta watch them supporters, man. We've been talking about these guys. Testified he was at the Belgian club earlier in the evening and ran into Jamie Granado, who was engaged to Vasquez at the time. He told her he'd heard Harris was at the Slavic club, Yagnich said. Yagnich claimed Granado soon handed him her phone. Vasquez, a friend of Yagnich, was on the line. He asked Yagnich to confirm Harris's whereabouts. Yagnich made sure of where Harris was and informed them. At some point, he drove over to the Slavic club parking lot, where he also spoke to Brian Kershkin, the president of the Fayette City chapter. And it goes on, and, a Pagan admittedly participated in the attack. Paul Cochran, 55, testified he was hanging out for the weekly meeting known as church at Junction Tavern in Perryopolis, where members of the Fayette City chapter and some other locals, Michael Behringer, who goes by Montana, and his national sergeant at arms for the organization, called him over to talk. Cochran said Behringer told him to show some of the men where the Slavic club was because Harris was there and they were going to teach him a lesson. And that's some of the story. Go to the observerreporter.com and you will learn more. Let's get to the 17 indicted. This just came over the wire. Directed us to this site, Curious Press or CurierPress.com. 17 indicted in alleged drug ring affiliated with Grim Reaper's Motorcycle Club. Isaiah Siebert of the Evansville Carrier and Press. There's the picture. That was the raid. 17 people have been federally indicted for allegedly operating a drug ring in Indiana and Kentucky with ties to the Grim Reaper's Motorcycle Club. It goes into the following that were charged in Operation Reapin. That's what they called it. James Bedden, Brian Eden, Gary Wayne Forston, Clarence Grubbs, Central Holman, Demorel Kilbrew, Adam Lafarty, Shane Lewis, April Martin, Matthew Meredith, Prince Moss, Paul Overby, Derek Sander, Daniel Wiscaver, Jason Wilson, Jesse Wilson, Kimberly Wilson. Some of the accused are members or associates of the Grim Reaper, which U.S. Attorney Josh Minkler called a criminal organization during a news conference Thursday morning in Evansville announcing the indictments. Federal prosecutors believe Forston and Jason Wilson were the ringleaders of the group which allegedly distributed, there's that thing again, methamphetamine in Evansville and nearby communities. Forston, the Grim Reaper's president, was previously indicted on weapons charges after a raid on the club in November. Holman was the ring's alleged supplier. Almost all the other defendants are believed to be mid-level distributors accused of selling drugs to lower-level drug dealers or directly to users, according to the U.S. Attorney's Office. Yes. That is, it was just updated for this video, this segment, so you can see that one. Final story of today out of the Buffalo News. Bombs, drugs, white supremacists lit part of case against the Niagara Falls Man. Yes, you can. If you're over on motorcyclemadhouse.com, come over and check out the YouTube channel. You'll see it. They all up in bomb suits and everything going into this house by Lou Michel. The federal government says Jeffrey Richards is a self-proclaimed white supremacist who makes bombs, sells drugs, owns a small arsenal of guns, and holds membership in an outlaw biker gang. In a photo posted on Facebook, which we showed you, well, not actually, it's down more. Richard holds his right arm up in a Nazi-style salute between two friends, one wearing a t-shirt with the Confederate flag image and the other holding a Viking horn. Now, you know, me, I love the Confederate flag. My family's from down south. But this Nazi crap, what the hell's wrong with you people out there? This Nazi crap. Do you know how many of our boys and girls in World War II died to defeat that son of a bitch? Okay? What the hell you doing saluting the frickin' enemy? Anyway, and by the way, you know, people are going to come back, whoa. Well, you know what? It was in the old days, you had to have a Harley Davidson or a British bike or, you know, German bike, or not German bike. Oh my God, I shoot myself in the head for saying that one. But you had to have an Allied made bike in the scene or you were laughed out. That's why still to this day, Jap bikes are made fun of. German bikes, it all goes back to World War II. So think about that for a minute, a little history. Yet his defenders say the 29-year-old Niagara Falls man is mentally troubled. Possesses a heart of gold and is willing to do anything to please others, even if it leads him to bad company. All right. He is not a racist, Kathleen Kephart said of her son, but I won't say he's not prejudiced. Maybe segregationalist? I don't know. The year-old case against Richard in U.S. District Court in Buffalo comes at a time when hate group members and supporters are often linked to horrific crimes that have Americans concerned about their safety in public places. Yeah. Is Richards an agent of this hatred? He has pleaded not guilty to federal charges that he possessed a homemade bomb, 8 guns, cocaine, marijuana, more than 100 grams of mixture of heroin, and fentanyl. You know what? If that's the case, man, you're a douchebag. Really, heroin and fentanyl? You know what? I ain't going to get into it. And drug paraphernalia to allegedly operate a significant drug trafficking business. The apartment he shared with his mother at a public housing project served as the depot for his operations, according to the government. And again, come over from motorcyclemadhouse.com. You will see him in the picture with the salute. Idiot. Anyway, the government pro-offered that the defendant is a self-proclaimed white supremacist, and a white supremacist literature and Nazi regalia was found in his residence. Defendant is also a member of the Kingsmen Motorcycle Club. Yeah, there's the freaking, why would you want anybody like that, with your group, man? It's just going to bring you down, especially with the Kingsmen last year. Oh my God, did they annihilate them almost? And it talks about it here in this article. David Perk, the national for the Kingsmen and Lockport native, was sentenced last year to 3 consecutive life sentences for his role in killing 2 local club members. And when they're saying local, that means his own group. Richards, who did not respond to the Buffalo News request for an interview, has been held for 1 year behind bars at the Niagara County Jail while awaiting trial. He could spend the rest of his life in prison if he is convicted. Quote, "The man is not the reckless bomber or white supremacist that the government is trying to paint a picture of him," said Michael Starniski, Richard's court-appointed lawyer. You're screwed. You got a freaking public pretender. You're screwed. You know what? Just sign on the dotted line, man, because you are screwed. Everyone that I have interviewed has presented him as a good person. He has black friends, and they have come to his house, his mother said. Well, you better have them standing up. Did they know about that Nazi salute? Just as I am just asking. He says the government is using stereotypes to build its case against Richards, but those who study the hate group movement say the government cannot ignore what was found in Richards' residence because of the violence associated with white supremacists and Nazis. Then it goes on to, cite some crime data, 7,120 hate crimes. The majority motivated by bias against race and ethnicity. According to the FBI's I don't even put faith in a lot of that stuff. So anyway, tips that led to arrest. There is at least 2 confidential sources alerted that FBI that Richard was making bombs. And here's a video of his arrest real quick. Let's see here. Let's move a little forward.
Park Line Games Last Chance, Ontario registration. Charles Edward King James 190.
Yeah, they got guns drawn, ready to get that.
Driver, shut off the car.
Yeah, let's move forward with you guys here. Ah, there he is outside. Get them hands in the air. Don't move, boy. That's what they're saying.
Look away. Take 1 step to your right.
The other right, dude.
Backwards is down to my voice. Keep your head forward.
I don't know if that's his cut on or what.
To the right. Step to the right.
No, that ain't his cut, is it?
Slowly walk backwards.
No, that's just a regular,
Underneath.
no, that ain't a Kingsman cut. That's a jacket, it looks like.
Don't move.
Yeah, they got you nailed, dude. There they are in the military regalia there, the cops. Did you ever think you would see a time when the cops were in full military gear? I don't know. Anyway, at another recent court proceeding, Assistant U.S. Attorney Brendan T. Levine said task force members had received that Richards was driving around with a bomb, drugs, and a gun. I'm a member of the NRA, and I'm huge on Second Amendment stuff, man. Very huge. Actually, that's my one of my signs. American freedom, the Second Amendment. And when you got dummies running around like this with illegal guns, it just takes away from the rest of us because all they want to do is take our guns and we didn't do nothing wrong. Hate that. Anyway, let's see here. He then talks about a bomb technician and all that good stuff, and then who he is. Photograph of the salute. The Southern Poverty Law Center, screw them. I really don't believe anything they have to say. Anyway, that is the Buffalo News, member of the Kingsmen. Again, everybody's innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. Remember our disclaimer, and the opinions that are presented in this program are my opinions and nobody's else's, none of Insane Throttle Biker News. Okay, there you go. That is your stories for today. I appreciate all you guys joining in and listening to me freaking yap. Don't forget to go over to my other channel. I'm going to be having that video on about the way I think, my opinions of what went on with this impeachment deal. I want to kind of separate my opinions from the biker stuff, that way they don't intermingle. So if you do go over that channel, I don't want to hear about, why ain't you talking about... This is the channel I talk about the biker stuff on. My other channel is my personal views, okay? Don't be a dummy. Dummies. Don't do it. I have them all the time, but, whatever. It happens. MotorcycleMadhouse.com. You can listen to the podcast on air. We got episodes over there that you do not hear over on YouTube. Also, don't forget our Instagram and Pinterest, man. We're really killing it on Pinterest. I'm starting to learn all this stuff like Twitter, and so bear with me, man. I'll get it, man. So, anyway, you know what? I really appreciate you guys coming aboard the Madhouse, and look forward to the next episodes. If you got any questions or concerns, email them to info@InsaneThrottleBikerNews.com. If you'd like to be on the show, let me know, man. We're going to start back up with the Motorcycle Madhouse seasons and having some fun with that. I'll talk to you guys later.